Tonight on CTV News at 6, an Alberta boy accused of trying to kill his younger brother. A 7-year-old victim airlifted to hospital in Edmonton.
The circumstances are incredibly rare and concerning.
West Edmonton traffic chaos. 5 schools hemmed in by construction.
Angry drivers, frustrated drivers, and kids are vulnerable.
And
one day I had an actual dream that I had a railroad track here.
All aboard the Benalto Express.
Nice, warm September weekend as daytime highs jump into the mid to upper 20s.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. A 7-year-old boy is recovering in an Edmonton hospital after he was allegedly stabbed by his own brother multiple times. The 12-year-old is now facing an attempted murder charge. CTV's Carson Marsouk has more.
A 7-year-old boy is recovering in hospital after being nearly stabbed to death in a case that leaves one Lethbridge family in turmoil and heartbreak. The boy's 12-year-old brother is accused of attacking him while they were alone at their Northside Lethbridge home last week. But police only made the shocking announcement Friday.
The victim's 12-year-old brother said an unknown male entered the residence and stabbed the child before fleeing the scene. The victim was transported by EMS to the Chinook Regional Hospital and later airlifted to Edmonton for further medical treatment.
Through their investigation, officers say no one ever entered the home and instead alleged the 12-year-old stabbed his brother multiple times.
A search warrant was executed at the residence and a knife believed to be involved in the offense was seized. As the investigation progressed, evidence was obtained indicating the 12-year-old boy had stabbed his brother repeatedly and believed he'd killed him.
Investigators say an hour passed before their father got home, found his son in serious medical distress, and called 911. The child, who cannot be named under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, has been charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault. He is currently in custody awaiting a bail hearing.
There is a tendency among some police agencies to overcharge with the hopes of getting some kind of a plea deal or something along those lines. And, that kind of smells like this to me, but we'll just have to wait and see.
The circumstances are incredibly rare, which is and concerning. Anytime there's this level of violence used in our community, it should be an extreme concern. But we were able to have an immediate response and ensure there was no threat to the community.
Carson Marsouk, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Police say the 7-year-old remains in hospital in stable condition. Changes are coming after a slow week for drivers in the West End. While construction season continues citywide, one project on 95th Ave is tying up traffic near 5 different schools, frustrating parents and raising safety concerns for students. Jeremy Thompson reports.
Not much movement for traffic waiting to turn onto 95th Ave in the West End. This section is down to 1 lane each way for road construction. As they inch forward, some drivers appear bored, others shake their head in frustration.
Tried to avoid Stony Plain and I ended up here, so look how that did me.
And good luck if you're behind a city bus. They can't pull over to pick up passengers, many of whom are students.
It's always stressful trying to drop off and pick up, but with the extra closures, it's almost impossible. All the backup goes on for blocks and blocks.
Creta LaRue is used to dropping her son off at school nearby, then taking 95th Ave to work in Terralosa.
And it would be a less than a 10-minute commute. Now it's like 45 minutes, and I'm doing back alleys. I'm trying, and that's just insane.
There are 5 schools close to all the construction, and parents looking to escape the traffic don't have many options. To the east and south, LRT construction is clogging up the usual arteries. At dismissal, one student navigates a bike across gravel past barricades. Others ignore a closed crosswalk sign coming back from lunch then make their way past a Peterbilt whose driver saw them coming.
Angry drivers, frustrated drivers, and kids are vulnerable.
An Edmonton Transit inspector was seen taking notes nearby. He told CTV off camera the city and school divisions would be meeting to discuss the situation. A city spokesperson confirms that meeting happened Thursday. ETS is working to reroute school special buses off the avenue and will update the schools on those changes. The regular buses will likely keep battling traffic. Construction is scheduled to wrap up before the winter. Come springtime, work will continue on the other side of the street. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Strathcona County law enforcement has ticketed a driver after hitting an overpass that was previously hit 2 years ago. The crash happened on the East Henday yesterday afternoon. The impact knocked out some concrete. It's the same overpass where a semi with an excavator became stuck in 2023. It hit just a few meters from where the latest crash occurred. It took the province nearly 2 years to fix the bridge. In the 2023 crash, a 22-year-old driver was charged with 5 violations of Alberta's Traffic Safety Act and fined $3,000. The truck and excavator from yesterday's crash have already been removed. Traffic is back to normal. A 20-year-old woman is facing a second-degree murder charge in connection to a weekend house fire. Around 5:30 p.m. Sunday, police were contacted by firefighters who were putting out a fire at a home in the Montrose neighborhood. They had discovered a body in the burning home. An autopsy completed Thursday found 35-year-old Javier Hohl died of multiple stab wounds. Sienna Hamlin is now charged with second-degree murder and arson. An Edmonton police officer is facing an aggravated assault charge related to an officer-involved shooting. Alberta's police watchdog says in March 2024, EPS responded to reports of a stabbing outside a West Edmonton bar. Later that night, police tracked down a suspect vehicle. An officer shot the driver. The driver was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. ACERT says it found reasonable grounds to charge Sergeant Neil Thompson under the criminal code. EPS says he remains on duty in a non-operational role. Thompson will appear in court on October the 15th. And Edmonton police are warning the public about fraudulent calls in the Edmonton area. Police say the fraudster is spoofing the Ontario Provincial Police non-emergency line. They're impersonating a police officer by providing a badge number and telling victims they're involved in a fraud investigation. They will then ask for personal information. Police say if you receive one of these calls, you should hang up. Alberta Health Services says someone with a confirmed case of measles visited Hub Mall at the University of Alberta. It happened last Sunday between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., including in the multi-faith room. There was another potential exposure on Tuesday between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. HS says anyone who visited the mall at these times who is not vaccinated for measles should self-monitor for symptoms. Statistics Canada has released August jobs numbers, with Alberta's unemployment rate now the second highest in Canada. It's also the highest unemployment rate in Alberta since 2017, outside of the pandemic years. CTV's Tim Brooke tells us what's contributing to the numbers and who it's impacting.
Just east of Olds Friday, a new advancement in lithium extraction.
This equipment can operate and produce a product that is sellable directly into the battery industry without any need for post-processing.
The tech used here is expected to be big for energy development and the economy. 260 jobs are being created for operators and technicians, and they're needed. Stats Canada numbers show the national unemployment rate rose in August to 7.1%. The situation in Alberta is even more dire, where unemployment sat at 8.4%. The province lost roughly 14,000 jobs last month.
We're still kind of in a wait-and-see mode for the Canadian economy. We're looking for a trade deal with the U.S., but in the meantime, it's a very uncertain environment, and businesses are very cautious with their hiring.
It's all meant a slowdown in goods-producing industries and service sectors. Alberta youth employment organizations say a growing lack of part-time positions have especially hurt their clientele.
1 in every 5 coming through could not find a job, and these were a lot of them were trying to get into manufacturing.
The province is still confident in Alberta's bounce back, aided in parts by projects like this one.
Well, jobs go up, jobs go down. The truth is Alberta has produced and created more jobs than anywhere else in Canada per capita for a long, long time. We will see the numbers move forward.
Of course, not everyone is buying into that incoming improvement.
It now stands considerably higher than when the NDP left office, despite the UCP's consistent promises on jobs in the economy.
Calgary's unemployment rate was unchanged in August at 7.7%. Edmonton's rate climbed to 8.5%. Tim Brook, CTV News, Olds.
The province's efforts to ban certain books from school libraries has led to increased traffic at some bookstores. In order to comply with the government order, Edmonton's Public School Division put together a list of more than 200 titles it planned to pull from shelves, including The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. The initial order has been paused. Premier Danielle Smith says it's being rewritten to restrict only books with sexually explicit images, not literary classics. Bailey Books in St. Albert says a lot of its customers were angry about the book ban and the perception of censorship.
I looked through the list of the banned books, and then I went and looked on our shelves to see which books that we had. A lot of them are already sold out because people have been coming in and asking for Margaret Atwood, asking for George Orwell. But I collected what we had that was on the list, and I put them out on display just so that people can be aware of what is at risk.
Audrey's Books in Edmonton says its store has seen higher sales since the order was announced in July. Getting beer has been a challenge here and in other parts of the country this week. An online ordering system pubs and stores rely on was down. The system came back online today. But as Amanda Anderson reports, some businesses are still scrambling to keep customers happy.
Last Thursday, as staff at Doyle's Pub were preparing for the Labor Day long weekend, they were told their beer order wasn't coming.
If you walk into a bar and none of the draft lines have beer in them, that's bad news.
The pub is required to order on Mondays, with delivery happening Fridays. It, like many pubs, get their beer supply from Brewers Distributor Limited, but the company's online ordering system experienced an outage.
Any of these brands that are proprietary through BDL, if you're not ordering them from BDL, you're forced to go to a liquor store to pick them up from the liquor store. And the liquor store may or may not have availability for these products because they too get their product from BDL.
Some smaller liquor stores CTV News spoke with say the distribution issue did in some cases leave shelves empty for certain brands.
So this isn't just affecting small pubs, it's small pubs and basically every single business in Alberta and the Western Prairies that sells beer.
The company says it did continue to fill beer orders during the outage, but Clement says that created other issues.
With the manual order form that BDL gave us, we could only order in layers, and one layer of product is 10 cases of beer. I just don't have the space to store 10 cases of every brand of bottled beer that we carry. That's not realistic.
Not knowing a layer meant 10 cases, he ordered 4 and wound up with 40 cases that will now take months to sell.
Corona's on special from now until this is all gone.
The company won't say the cause of the outage, just that it wasn't because of a cyber attack. The ordering system came back online late Friday morning. I want to thank our valued commercial customers for their patience as we return to normal operations, the company's president and CEO said in a statement. Still, it means Clement will be scrambling for another week to get supply, keeping his pub from going dry.
This line of work, we can't serve our customers with excuses. This is Alberta. How can we be without beer?
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Flashing beacons, speed check signs, and dragon's teeth pavement markings have all been added to the area near Highland School. This summer, the area was selected as a spot that would benefit from safety improvement measures. The city says the safety upgrades will hopefully lower the speed of traffic in the area during peak times, particularly with the start of the school season. Traffic data in the area will continue to be monitored to see if the safety upgrades are doing their job. Connor McDavid is providing an update on his ongoing Oilers contract negotiations. It was day 2 of the Oilers captain's skate today ahead of the start of training camp. Edmonton's captain is still without a contract after this season. McDavid says all options are on the table, including a shorter-term deal.
When you're trying to plan the next 3, 4, 6, 7, 9 years of your life, you don't just come up with, you don't just dream it up in one day. You know, you take your time.
McDavid says he's confident the Oilers will continue their playoff trend. He says many of the new players this year are bringing an extra energy to the team, adding the team is focused on starting the season off strong. Ahead of tomorrow's big Labor Day rematch, the Edmonton Elks have added a former U of A Golden Bear to their offensive line. Carter O'Donnell brings a wealth of NFL experience to the locker room. Eric DeCash reports.
Ready to go.
This is Carter O'Donnell's first practice with the Edmonton Elks.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great to be back in a city I know pretty well and see a bunch of familiar faces, especially here on the Elks.
The 26-year-old from Red Deer played for the University of Alberta Golden Bears 6 years ago. Signing with the Elks means that O'Donnell is reunited with a former U of A teammate.
Yeah, good to have him here. We've been friends for a long time, teammates in the past. So, yeah, good to welcome him in. He's doing a good job so far. So, excited to see what he can add down the stretch here this season.
Mark's been a pretty close friend for the last few years. I think I've been able to see him every time I come back to Canada. If not once, maybe twice.
The 6'5", 305-pound offensive tackle comes to the Canadian Football League with some NFL experience under his belt. After the Golden Bears, O'Donnell spent some time with both the Arizona Cardinals and Indianapolis Colts.
I've been able to work with some very talented, very successful players, and being able to watch their habits, how they approach game, practice, what they look for when they are assessing a defensive front.
Experience he hopes transfers over to the CFL as early as this weekend when the Elks face the Calgary Stampeders in the Labor Day rematch.
I think I bring a level of physicality, I think, in my play, as well as I kind of pride myself on being a very high-effort player.
He's got a versatile skill set, so he can play inside and outside. We're trying to move him around and just teach him everything that we do.
O'Donnell is not expected to start Saturday's game, but he could see some game action.
You know, anytime you can bring in good Canadian offensive linemen, it's a good thing.
Eric DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
The warm weather means Edmontonians still have a chance to hit the pool downtown this weekend. The City of Edmonton says Waquentuan Outdoor Pool will be open tomorrow from noon till 6 and Sunday from noon till 5. The pool was originally supposed to close for the season today. If any Edmontonians want to swim outdoors after this weekend, Queen Elizabeth Pool is open until September 14th. Electronic dance music is taking over Fan Park at Ice District this weekend. The first night of District 25 is happening now downtown. EDM artists taking to the turntables include K Trinata and Excision. The event runs until 11 p.m. tonight and then again tomorrow night. And it is a beautiful evening for a festival, Josh.
Yeah, and it looks like the next couple of nights should be fantastic as temperatures are starting to warm up, as we mentioned right off the top of the newscast. Mid to upper 20s for daytime highs through this weekend. We got into the low 20s today, 23 outside right now. It looks like that's where we'll end up as our daytime high. 20 and 22s outside the city. 19 is average, so everybody's above average today. Here in the city, we were 4 degrees above average, despite the fact that it was a chilly start to the day. 5 degrees this morning in the city. There were a couple of reporting stations just outside the city in the +1, +2 range. And parts of central Alberta had a little bit of patchy frost. Here's what it looks like outside right now. Blue skies hanging over the Edmonton area. There's a little bit of thin haze, but the air quality health index is reading low risk. And it'll be low risk for the next couple of days, maybe late Sunday. A little bit of wildfire smoke drifting in from the west. But for tomorrow, should be clear skies. You can see it's not just here in Edmonton that we have the clear skies. It's right across the province. And that is going to lead to some frost early tomorrow morning, especially through low-lying areas in east central and southeastern Alberta. Frost advisories in effect for all the areas in purple there. Not everybody's going to see killing frost. In fact, most areas will see temperatures around or just slightly above zero. But if you're in that region, the potential is there for temperatures to slip a degree or two below zero. Here in the city, we'll drop to about 7 degrees tomorrow morning and then 25 with some sunshine and light wind tomorrow afternoon. Even hotter on Sunday. We'll show you that in just a few minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you, Josh. Stay with us. Up next, we'll introduce you to a local firefighter who couldn't be more fit for the job.
Most of all, he just works for it. He's always grinding.
How the world record holder is inspiring others to raise their standards and their dumbbells. Also next.
The more inventory we have, the less the kids wait. And as we all know, kids don't like to wait very long.
An Edmonton organization hoping to collect thousands of bikes over the weekend. physically fit is a requirement for firefighters, but for one local first responder, just meeting the standard wasn't enough. As Dave Mitchell reports, he's a fire fit world record champion.
I call it the toughest 2 minutes in sport for a reason.
It's actually called Firefit, and the fastest and strongest firefighter in this extreme fitness world is now Brad Dix from Strathcona County.
His devotion is second to none. He eats, sleeps, breathes this stuff, but most of all, he just works for it. He's always grinding.
Brad Dix out of Strathcona by himself. Earlier this summer at regionals in Calgary, wearing full gear, Dix climbed 6 flights of stairs, hoisted a huge roll, banged a sledgehammer, ran through pylons, dragged the hose, and rescued Randy in just 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Most relay teams struggle to get under 110. So Brad on air by himself to run under that number, it's a little bit like he's running a different sport. So there's kind of Brad and then the rest of us.
The hose weighs 300 pounds when it's fully extended. The dummy is 175 pounds.
After 10 years of hardcore training, Dix finally got it done, with his son waiting for him at the finish line.
And the first thing he said is, can we go to the bouncy castle now? So it just reminds me to not take myself too seriously.
Keep moving. And now comes Nationals next week in Ontario, and the chances of setting another record are very real, thanks to his local competition. Last pylon, Dave, let's move. His coach from Edmonton Fire.
We have a tower at Edmonton that is an exact replica of the one that we race on. And so we said, come on out. I think we can help.
And the voice of the team, named Carla.
I do a lot of screaming while they race, for sure.
From then on, she just yelling at me to go faster. So I think I'm more running scared than I am running.
But what Brad wants more than any individual honor is the mixed team relay crown, named after his fire fit mentor, Darren Anderson.
Lost his life due to job-related stresses, and unfortunately died of suicide. In the anxious hours before a race, kind of feel like he's with me. Oh, he'd be proud of me. He was always my rock. He taught me everything about fire pit, and yeah, happy to do it for him. It was really nice.
In Sherwood Park, Dave Mitchell, CTV News.
Edmonton Sports Central is starting its 3rd annual bike drive this weekend. The organization is accepting donations of kids' bikes every Saturday in September. Sports Central accepts bikes of all sizes and conditions. Its biggest need is for bikes with 20 and 24-inch wheel sizes suitable for kids ages 6 to 12. Organizers hope to collect 1,000 bikes this month.
That gives our staff and volunteers the winter to work on the bikes and have as much inventory as we can come spring. Because when spring hits, we give out between 300 and 400 bikes, so that inventory goes down pretty quickly. And the more inventory we have, the less the kids wait. And as we all know, kids don't like to wait very long.
Donations can be made at 5 Fountain Tire locations, Bonnie Doon Center, and United Sport and Cycle every Saturday from 10 until 3. 10 Canadians are en route to South Korea for the World Archery Championships, including one from Edmonton. This is recurve archer Aaron Cox. It's his first trip to the World Championships and his first time making the national team since 2019. The Worlds are the 2nd biggest tournament in the sport, next to the Olympics. Cox has been hooked on the sport since receiving a recurve bow for his 12th birthday.
It's really just me against myself. Some days I'll be doing well, sometimes I'll be doing poorly, but I know it's all my fault. I just got to try and be the best me I can be when I get out there, and that's what I do every time, and hopefully one day that all works out, right?
Beyond just competing, Cox is looking forward to learning from some of the best archers in the world. After the break, all aboard. Alberta man decided to transform a field into a train station.
Beautiful weekend on the way with temperatures today into the low 20s and through the weekend in the mid to upper 20s with lots of sunshine in the forecast as well. Full look at that 5 and 10 day outlook in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Central Alberta man has transformed his barley field into a working train station, and now he's using it to raise money for a cause close to his heart. Evan Kenny has more.
All aboard. Trains will be departing Ernie Bescowini's mini rail yard west of Sylvan Lake all weekend long.
Good to go.
4 trains will be taking people for rides, raising money for the Stollery and the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundations.
One day I had an actual dream that I had a railroad track here, and I was actually giving people rides and raising money for the Children's Hospital.
He says he had that dream 18 years ago when his grandson was admitted to the Ottawa Children's Hospital.
Kids don't have a choice how they're born and how they come into this world.
He saw how the hospital helped his family and decided he wanted to support the hospitals here in his home province.
It took me about 2 weeks to get enough courage to tell my wife that this is the dream that I had. And she immediately responded. She says, "That's a very doable dream. Let's do it."
Bescowini spent more than a decade planning and building these locomotives and 12 acres of track through tunnels, around lakes, and over bridges.
It was barley field when I started.
An ambitious endeavor for someone familiar with tools and restoring cars, but no prior experience with trains. Now, each one of these trains can pull dozens of people. A complete loop takes about half an hour. He's hoping 2,000 to 3,000 people will visit the railway Saturday and Sunday. At $10 a ride, that would raise thousands for each hospital. Evan Kenny, CTV News.
Thank you.
All right, do it. Come on.
You can barely recognize that field anymore.
That was fantastic. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that.
I can be prodded into a bad dad joke every now and then. Sometimes easier than others.
That was very good.
There's a look outside right now with the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed rider, it's free. 23 degrees in downtown Edmonton, and that is our daytime high for today. We get to 25s in Grand Prairie, Peace River, 20 in Fort McMurray, a couple of 19s, Cold Lake, Lloydminster. Look at Jasper's at 27. Could get close to 30 in Jasper and Grand Prairie tomorrow. You see clear skies. Look at how these clouds are all headed up this way and these clouds headed down this way. There's your upper ridge. And that's going to stick around for a while. Now, the hottest air within that ridge will slip off to the southeast a little bit, but this doesn't really break down all that much until maybe the middle to the end of next week. So temperatures are going to stay way above average right through to the middle of the month. Although the warmest days are probably Sunday, Monday. We would be about 10 degrees above average Sunday and Monday with highs in the 28, 29 degree range. There's your clear skies through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight. Clear skies again tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, and maybe a bit of thin cloud cover here across the northern half of the province into Sunday morning. That should break down through the afternoon. A couple scattered showers potentially off to the northwest of the city. I don't think we'll see any rain here in Edmonton until maybe Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Back through the foothills, could see some scattered showers, potentially even around Calgary, off to the southwest of Calgary. Late Sunday, potentially a couple of isolated thunderstorms, although for most areas, you're not going to see a lot of lightning. For the most part, it'll just be hit and miss showers. Temperatures right now at 19 degrees. Fort McMurray, Cold Lake, Lloydminster. 25 still in Grand Prairie. Jasper still at 26 degrees. It's 23 here in Edmonton. Cooler temperatures through the day today, and with the wind dying down and the clear skies, you do have a risk of some patchy frost here in eastern parts of the province. So we had a couple spots in central and north central Alberta that were a degree or two below zero this morning. We'll likely see the same thing, especially frost-prone areas, low-lying spots could slip a degree or two below the freezing mark. I think most spots, if you're in town, you're going to see temperatures around or slightly above zero. 17 degrees at 9 p.m. Keep in mind, 19 is the average daytime high, so at 9 o'clock tonight, we're pretty close to average. We'll drop to about 7 degrees with mainly sunny skies and light wind tomorrow morning. Wind to be a non-factor tomorrow. Smoke will be a non-factor as well through the day tomorrow, maybe late Sunday. A bit of haze working its way back in. Look at these temperatures, though. 25 tomorrow, 27 or 28 for daytime highs. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. Your morning lows get a little bit milder as well by Sunday and through next week. Chance of some showers Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. And then, yeah, it'll be a little bit of a drop in temperatures behind that chance of showers. But still, no worse than the low to mid-20s for daytime highs, right through to mid-September.
Thank you, Josh. Up next, the Prime Minister's priorities.
We will build big, build bold, build Canadian.
Details on Mark Carney's plans to protect Canadian industry from tariffs and provide support where needed. Also next.
Remember, innocent until proven guilty, huh?
An accused cult leader calling herself the Queen of Canada is back in police custody.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Brought to you by Southview Acura. For family-owned, award-winning excellence, Southview Acura, where luxury meets reality.
The Prime Minister is introducing a Buy Canadian policy and promising tariff relief for certain sectors hit hard by the trade war with the U.S. Mark Carney is also pausing his predecessor's electric vehicle sales mandate. Abigail Beeman reports.
We will build big, build bold, build Canadian.
Touring a plant in the Greater Toronto area, the Prime Minister laid out Ottawa's plans to help Canadian industries in the face of a trade war, including help for those impacted by tariffs with a new $5 billion fund and specific help for the canola sector, hard hit by Chinese tariffs last month.
What will be important here is to see how the federal government and provincial governments work with the business community to really identify what those needs are, support them, and work closely with labor organizations and the workers themselves.
And the Prime Minister is pausing the 2026 electric vehicle target while reviewing the overall mandate.
He's finally admitted that the Conservatives were right, just like we were right on the carbon tax. But he's doing a clumsy retreat, saying that he's going to delay this mandate.
Mark Carney also promising more federal action for the Buy Canadian movement.
The government's introducing a new comprehensive Buy Canadian policy that will move from best efforts to buy Canadian to a clear obligation to do so.
No word on what that means for the deal to buy American F-35 fighter jets, still under review by the government, while a new climate competitiveness strategy was announced as coming soon.
I'm glad to hear that we are finally hearing a little bit about climate change from the new Prime Minister, who has been, eerily silent on this issue.
In addition to a new climate strategy, the Prime Minister also promised a new defense strategy to support defense spending he described as, quote, enormous, and all this against the backdrop of a looming fall budget to explain how all the investment and austerity will be balanced. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Canada is hosting 2 days of meetings between House speakers from G7 countries and Ukraine.
Together, in the face of an increasingly unpredictable global order, we must work harder and recommit to democratic ideals and principles, including to free and fair elections, political checks and balances, respect for human rights, and a steadfast commitment to the rule of law.
Among those in attendance is U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson. At the top of the agenda, meetings on online disinformation, political polarization, and violence against lawmakers. The gathering is taking place as part of Canada's presidency of the G7. An Edmonton-based Canadian Armed Forces member deployed to Latvia is missing. The Department of National Defence says a search is underway for Warrant Officer George Hohl. He's reportedly been missing since Tuesday. Hohl is a vehicle technician with the 408 Tactical Helicopter Squadron in Edmonton. He was deployed as part of the Aviation Battalion to the NATO Multinational Brigade. Latvian police are leading the investigation. They're receiving support from Canadian military police and the NATO Multinational Brigade. Hohl's family has been notified and is being provided with support. Russia's president says any foreign troops deployed to Ukraine before a peace agreement is reached will be considered legitimate targets by Moscow. Vladimir Putin's comments followed the countries in the so-called Coalition of the Willing, pledging their commitment to a potential peacekeeping force once fighting ends. Canada is a part of that coalition. U.S. President Donald Trump says discussion of the idea and Washington's role is ongoing.
We'll help them. Europe will be first in by far, and they want to be first, and they want to see it end. Europe wants to see it end, and it'll end. It'll end all of a sudden. It's going to come together. You watch.
One One idea reportedly under discussion is the creation of a demilitarized buffer zone within Ukraine to prevent Russian attacks. Sources say U.S. troops would likely not be deployed, but the U.S. would take the lead in watching the zone and coordinating with other countries to monitor it. An alleged cult leader and self-proclaimed Queen of Canada will remain in custody after being arrested for a second time.
Remember, innocent until proven guilty, huh?
Romana Didulo amassed a following while promoting QAnon-inspired conspiracy theories. Police arrested her and 15 followers this week after officers found imitation firearms in their rural Saskatchewan compound. Didulo was released with conditions before being rearrested when she failed to comply. She appeared in court this morning. She has refused legal representation and will remain in custody until a bail hearing on Monday. Coming up, attracting productions to Alberta.
Alberta, if it wants to remain competitive, should look at minor tweaks to the incentives.
A new commissioner hoping to attract more interest in the province's film and television industry. And there is a live look from the CTV drone fan park at Ice District, hosting the District 25 Electronic Music Festival this weekend. Good news for dancers, great weather for the next couple of days. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Checking on the markets, no change. The Canadian dollar closing around 72 cents U.S. Oil finished the day down, trading just under $62 U.S. a barrel. Gold saw a more than $46 jump. On the stock market, the TSX gained 134 points. The Dow Jones down 220. Retailer reopening has been delayed for a third time. In an email to CTV News, Londonderry Mall management says the new Zellers store will now open in October. It did not provide a date. Zellers is taking over the former Hudson's Bay location. It was supposed to open August 29th, which was then pushed back to Labor Day. Dozens of people lined up for the opening on Monday, but were eventually turned away by mall security. While Alberta has been the backdrop for many famous movies and television shows in recent years, the industry is seeing a bit of a slump. A new film commissioner in Calgary is hoping to attract more productions. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg reports.
World-class film and television crews, impressive scenery, and tax incentives entice many producers to choose Alberta. And Calgary's new film commissioner plans to spread the word with his connections. Adnan Wasi moved to Calgary from New York and has been in film and media for over 2 decades.
I'm definitely, looking through my Rolodex of filmmakers and studios and friends to say, hey, how about consider Calgary?
But his first month has been busy with other leads.
We have interest from not just local producers and national producers, but we're also getting connections from Hollywood.
That's promising because industry groups say 2025 has been a slower year.
Our employment is at about 65% this year, so we're not booming, but we're steady.
While other major centers can have around 100 productions shooting at a time, Calgary typically only has a handful. Major productions bring in big dollars, but smaller projects are just as welcome.
Much the way that a lot of the economy nationwide is made up of small to medium-sized businesses, same thing is true in media.
Industry members have discussed goals of more consistent local work with the new film commissioner.
Making sure that we have more things developed locally that are shot locally and not relying so heavily on these things that are maybe at the whim of politics even outside of our country.
So far, America has not followed through on imposing a 100% tariff on production shot outside the country.
None of those tariffs have come to fruition.
It's very difficult to impose a tariff on a service.
The film commissioner sees Alberta's tax credit program as a draw.
The finances actually do make a lot of sense to make your productions in Alberta and Calgary.
Though others suggest changes to keep up with incentives offered in the UK and other Canadian provinces.
Alberta, if it wants to remain competitive, should look at minor tweaks to the incentives we have.
Several projects are scouting the area but have not yet been confirmed. Calgary's new film commissioner is optimistic about the potential for growth.
I see an opportunity for collaboration between the massive creative industry we have in Calgary and just take it to the next level.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
The red carpets are rolled out for one of Canada's most famous film festivals. Ryan Reynolds got plenty of attention at TIFF for a patriotic outfit.
Yeah, I was like, Judy, my suit didn't make it, which is true, and she, made this happen.
The person behind Reynolds' red carpet fit is Ontario-based textile artist Judy Carter. She says Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively, took an interest in her products when she visited her boutique this summer. Reynolds is a producer on a documentary about comedian John Candy, which opened the festival last night. Justin Bieber is out with his second surprise album in the span of 2 months.
I don't really need a reason to start you, just saw you.
Canadian pop star started hinting at the release of his album Swag 2 just a few hours before it dropped. The midnight release was delayed slightly. This marks Bieber's 8th studio album release. It's a follow-up to his July album just titled Swag. Stay with us. Coming up, a labor of love.
It could take 100 or 200 hours to build something that looks relatively simple.
Alberta woodworkers showing off fun and functional creations unlike anything you'd find in an IKEA showroom.
That's my goal. Make furniture that'll last for 200 years. That's where it's at.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk.
Finest woodworkers in Canada are displaying their art in our province. The Southern Alberta Woodworkers Society is presenting the 2025 Fine Works in Wood exhibition in Calgary. As CTV's Kevin Fleming reports, some of the pieces are built for function, others are pure art.
He's worked with wood since high school and made a career out of building custom-made cabinets. But now Tom Gorman makes things out of wood for fun. His inspiration comes from things he sees in magazines, nature, and architecture.
Where could I use this, and what other woods could I combine it with, right?
Gorman has 3 pieces entered in this year's Fine Works in Wood exhibition at South Centre Mall. The pieces on display are from some of the finest craftsmen with the Southern Alberta Woodworkers Society.
Really, the purpose of the show is to engage with the community, to give our members and other woodworkers an opportunity to really showcase what they can do.
The Society has been around since 1983 and has close to 100 members. The exhibition is a biannual event and free to the public.
Very often the question you'll get is, how long did it take to make this, right? And invariably the answer you'll get back is, well, it was a labor of love. I don't really keep track. The truth is it could take 100 or 200 hours to build something that looks relatively simple.
Tom Gorman's made most of the items in his dining and living room where he can relax and enjoy them.
The stuff I make, you can't buy it at IKEA, right? And hopefully it's good enough that I can pass it on to my children, right? So that's my goal. Make furniture that'll last for 200 years. That's where it's at.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
I don't have any puns.
No?
No bad dad jokes for that one.
I'm disappointed. You failed us.
I know. I'm sorry.
The forecast is great, though. So
7 degrees tomorrow morning. Be a little chilly again tomorrow morning. Lots of sunshine, though. Light wind and no smoke tomorrow. 25 degrees for a daytime high. Should be even warmer. It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Into the upper 20s. Sunny with a few clouds Sunday. Partly cloudy on Monday. And then a chance of some scattered showers late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Doesn't really look like that's going to be anything all that significant, but maybe a little bit of precipitation. Long range forecast, again, still nice and warm right through to the middle of the month. No sign of temperatures returning to average.
That looks
average would be 19.
That looks fantastic. How many rounds of golf are you going to get in this weekend?
At least one.
At least
with
just
see if I can squeeze another one in tomorrow.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. News anytime. CTV News Edmonton.ca. See ya.